Welcome, everybody. It's the Sales Unscripted podcast. This is Margaret Henny.
I'm Brian Neal.
And we're so excited to be back with you guys. Well, okay, go ahead. I was like, you're going to tell me about the topic today, but I'm going right into it.
Yeah, I told you well. And I wanted to show, and you just got off the road. So Margaret's got wonderful energy. If you don't know Margaret, you see her videos, you're like, she's just such a warm human being.
Oh,
like
thanks.
Everyone likes Margaret, wants to be around her.
Is that true?
She's a little tense. She's a little tense. Just a little, for her, she's a little tense. She just got off the road from Chicago. She's a little frazzled.
Yes.
She was just cussing at the camera.
Sorry.
So she called the camera. I don't want to say. I don't know what to
say.
It. Well, can you say that?
Can you?
That word? I don't know.
I don't
know. I don't mind
Can
cussing on this one, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, she called it a cuss word. The camera. And she said
it deserved it.
It deserved it. Alex wasn't clipping on.
Well, because I just came from Chicago. I was up there for a concert, the Chicks concert, which
can't say Dixie Chicks
Can't
anymore.
say Dixie Chicks. It's so hard to break myself of that because, like, I've listened to them forever.
Right.
But, you're, like, white-knuckling it back from Chicago, and then, like, you start to become a Chicago driver, and you're flipping birds and, all this sort of thing. So now I have to, take a deep breath, remember where I am.
Now, I'm going to say something.
Tell me.
I am surprised you're a Dixie Chicks fan.
Really?
I am. I wouldn't have fancied you a Dixie Chicks
because
fan.
It's country or what?
I don't know. It is country, and I know you're from a small town in Indiana.
I am.
It's almost a little too small town for you. You're a little more worldly because you travel all over the place. You go to Portugal and Spain and stuff like that.
That's true.
And you went to a private school at Butler University, and
that doesn't mean anything.
A little bit. So now my wife, who's from Newcastle,
yes,
who
great basketball players come out of Newcastle,
they do,
Indiana.
Don't they? Yeah,
yes.
And they all go to Butler, right?
Yes, thank God. Shooters.
So she would be a Dixie Chicks fan, but I'm surprised. That's good. Good for you.
I love them. I feel like it's definitely something like of our generation. You just called me this. It's a geriatric millennial.
But you hate that, so we need a new word.
That's totally fine.
We're
sure? Mature millennials.
You act like Gen Xers, though.
Yeah, we kind of do.
For the most part.
It's true.
For the most part, I would say. What a great segue.
I know.
What a great segue.
I'm sorry. Like you said, I'm a little tense. I got to loosen up. This is a LaCroix. I wish it was a beer.
You can have a beer. We have a beer. We have beer. We have wine. We have rosé. We have bourbon. We have
everything. I should have gotten a rosé. That would have done it.
We'll get it at halftime. We'll get it at halftime between episodes.
Okay.
So here's an interesting little thought. Okay.
Tidbit.
And it's going to lead into something.
Okay, good.
If you were I can't say this. Let me say it a different way.
Okay.
No, I can because it's an unscripted podcast. I couldn't earlier for my video, but I can for this. If you're between the ages of 22 and 34-ish, your business, and you're in sales, which our listeners, we're assuming you're in sales.
Yep.
You have never seen direct headwinds or recessionary times in your career. Because we have basically been on a 10-year, for the most part, slant upward of business.
Yep.
And here we are. Right? We had a fake recession with COVID. That wasn't real.
For like a hot second.
Right? For real quick. And then, and now what? So what I wanted to talk about today was, what did you come out of school? 08, 09?
07. So
right
I got
before.
out like right in time, and I was super, super lucky. I had a job in 08, and I was like blissfully unaware, really. I just like didn't even realize how lucky I was to have a job at the time and what a big deal that was. And now looking back, I'm like, oh, damn, I made it out scot-free because everyone else, or a lot of people were like, I guess I'll just go back to school.
Yes.
Like it was a mess.
So you had friends that were in that mode where they couldn't find jobs. So you were personally affected by that.
Oh, yeah.
And then what was your first job?
My first job was working at a company called 360 Group, which is based here in Indianapolis.
I don't think I knew
It's like an integrated communications agency.
That sounds fancy.
I know. Can you believe I can say that?
It's another word for search engine optimization firm, which is another word for a marketing firm.
Search engine optimization was not a thing even back then, I don't think.
Cool.
No, so I did like PR. I did account management. So I worked with our clients, was kind of like the go-between between like their design work and marketing work and like our designers and stuff. I loved it. It was a really cool job, actually.
And then you got a job right after that, too. So you can get laid off or anything like that.
No.
So you've been lucky. So
totally.
And then I had some clients this morning who graduated 08, 09.
Yeah.
And so same, like, now for our friends who graduated in 2000, so they're out of school, so they're 22 in 2000. So in 2008, 9, they're 28, 29, 30, like right at that, like starting to get
into their career.
All of a sudden, freaking bottom fell out. It was brutal. People getting laid off left and right. Some of my clients even, they go from 150 people down to 20.
Oh my God. That is just like a gut punch.
It is. So now we have this huge number of human beings out there. I would argue somewhere between 25 to 35% of every sales force is in this category where they have basically seen a rise up. So I wanted to see what you thought. And I've got some thoughts. I'm putting you on the spot. Sales Unscripted.
Yeah, totally.
Sup.
Okay.
Sales Unscripted Podcast. Sup.
I'll do my best.
Let's talk about, based on our experiences, and if you were giving advice to people who are heading into headwinds, who've never felt recessionary times, who don't know what it's like to sell in recessionary times.
Yes.
You were sort of in that a little bit. What should we tell our listeners about what to do, how to prepare? What do you think?
God, that is a really good question. I would say, well, on one hand, I would also say like stay the course.
Okay.
Don't go too crazy,
really good,
freaking out.
Yeah.
And like, I got to do this, I got to do that. Be like, it all comes back to kind of like the basics of, what you should be doing in sales in general, right? Like you're not probably going to be doing anything all that different. So like take a breath. Try to stay the course. This is also, maybe this is just me. I would say like maybe get a little bit comfortable where you are. If you have a job right now, like try to lean into that. I don't know. It's going to be different for everybody. Like maybe there's a time where they're trying to leave, but like I'm like, maybe just be where you are for a little bit and push on through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was a great little cheerleading signal you just gave there.
Through.
So it's very, very, very
down the floor, raise the score. Down the floor, raise the score. 2 points more.
Were you a rah-rah?
I was.
You were not.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
I know. Just for 1 year in 7th grade.
Oh, 7th grade.
Yeah.
You remember the cheers?
Totally.
Yeah.
Ingrained.
Did you do aggressive A-G?
B. Aggressive.
B-E-A-G-R-E-S-S-I-V-E. B. Aggressive.
Yeah,
B-E.
totally.
Aggressive.
Yeah.
Did you do welcome cheers? Like you go to the visiting team and do a welcome? Our cheerleading squad would go to the visiting team, and they always did this welcome cheer. My girlfriend was a cheerleader.
Like
so
a nice welcome, or
like the cheer. It was a cheer.
Oh,
welcome to the night. They did that stuff. And it was a cheer. It was a welcome cheer.
If we did, I don't remember this.
So
I do
maybe
not
that was a
remember
high
this.
school thing. Since you bowed out in 7th grade.
That's kind of cute.
Gosh,
Good
I'm so embarrassed to say that my girlfriend was a cheerleader and I played football. And she made me get my football uniform to take cheerleading football pictures. Going into my senior year. The whole room right now is looking at me.
I'm judging.
We have our video people in here, and we have our speaking agent in here, and they're like, "What the hell did he just say?"
That's so
Isn't that
funny,
awful,
dude?
It's awful.
That is really.
I had to
lame.
walk into my head football coach's office and say, "Coach Letty, can I ask you something?" "Sure, Curly." Call me Curly. "What's up?" I need a favor to ask. "What do you need?" "I need to get my game jersey out." "What for?" "It's June." I'm like,
Stop.
My girlfriend wants to take pictures. He just looked at me and goes, "Go ahead."
Oh my God. He
like,
wanted
no.
to make fun of you so badly.
Oh, he didn't have to. Oh my God, it's so bad. I got to get those pictures.
Funny. Yeah, where are they?
She lives right by me. She's married to another guy from our high school. It was great. So
Oh, that's funny.
Anywho, so back to our topic. What should we do? Recessionary times, never felt them before. I loved what you said about stay the course. That's the thing. People think to freak out and do something different. You can't do anything different. Now, what I would argue you need to do is you need to stay the course in a very disciplined manner.
Oh, yeah.
You need to be very, very buttoned up with your processes. And we have been able to be lazy with process because it's been kind of easy. Not easy, but just I don't think people realize how hard it can be.
Well, there's been so much money to be tossed around, right?
Correct.
That people are kind of like, yeah, all right, that kind of like piques my interest. Let's go for it, And things are going to get buttoned up. Budgets are going to be a lot tighter, right? And so it's going to be a much more methodical way probably of making a decision about, what you're buying and what you're not.
Yes.
So you're probably going to have to be on top of your game in that way, which is a good thing to be anyway.
Yes, concur. So. I loved what you said also, and I'm going to add this, and I'm going to sound like a dad because I am one.
You are a dad.
It's funny how people say that have kids, like, I'm going to sound like a dad. I'm like, you always sound like a dad, dude. You have kids.
Actually, your son's right outside.
He is. He's a very large man, isn't he?
You can recognize him right away. I was like, well, that's Brian's kid for sure.
That's a Neil kid.
Yeah.
We're growing big at the Neil house.
I like it.
I would encourage you to stay liquid. Stay liquid.
Okay.
So what happens is you're making a bunch of money. You're a salesperson. You're listening to SUP, the Sales Unscripted podcast, and just life's good, man. You just like been printing money in your basement, like cause you're just coming in, and you're buying some things, right? You're going on vacation, going to the Ritz.
Yep.
Stay out at Half Moon Bay Ritz. You're just doing some stuff. You're going to New York City. Be careful with that as we head in. Just start to stash a little cash away just to have for two reasons. Number one, to have for any decline in your commissions.
Yep.
This is a thing people don't think about. So it's one thing to think, do I have a job or not?
Yeah.
But our sales people have variable commission. So they'll keep their job, but their income will drop. They've never experienced that.
That's a great point.
Right? So that's a thing. And that's one reason to have cash. The other reason is if it goes all the way down and you lose your job, and then what's happening, we're seeing it already. We've been some very big layoffs announced of late. And so that's going to put people back in the job market.
Right.
And while we've been used to, it's no problem. It's like, you can find a job. Well, that's going to stop too.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you lost your job. You can find a job. You're 28 years old. You've been living really well. The housing market's still out of hand. So
it is.
It's just a lot. So
I think that's great advice too, because then there's nothing worse than selling scared. And that happens even like through the ups and downs of the year and kind of like how things flow, right? So like if you can really have like that bumper in your personal life too, where you've got that emergency fund stashed away, or you're cutting some expenses or that sort of thing, you don't have to sell as scared, because I'm telling you, that comes through in your voice, in your follow-up, in your like everything about it. Like you can hear it, right? Because when you're selling with confidence, that's the time that we always talk about piling it on.
Totally.
So, I got too excited. I got too close to my microphone.
You're good. That's a little intern. I think that's a headphone static.
Okay.
I don't think the listeners can hear it. No, that's really good, and that is part of the trick of staying liquid. So, like, you still don't have to have the deal. You live on your base salary, commissions, bonus stuff, and just leave that way. That's hard to do these days, I know, and I'd highly recommend you do that. Anything you can do to downsize too, or put things off. So if you're going to buy a car, just hold off on that. If you're going to move, like, just chill for a minute, says the guy who just bought a house.
You just bought a house?
We did.
What? Yeah. I didn't know this.
Well, why not?
Oh, man. Okay,
right.
I want to talk about that, but I also want to hear, like, so you have been through the recession. How old were you when 2008 happened?
Do you know how old I am, Margaret?
No, I don't.
Do you know how many recessions I've been through?
No.
Recessions.
Oh, no, multiple?
It's okay.
I'm sorry,
it's just
Brian.
ageism. It's fine.
Ageism.
Thanks for trying to make me feel better about myself. So which recession do you want to talk about, Brian? Which of the three that you've been through would you like to talk about? Oh, I don't know, Margaret. Which one? How about the one when I got out of college in 92?
What?
8 years before you were born.
That was a genuine reaction. I was like...
So, seriously. So, now here's the good part. I didn't realize it. Even though I went to like one of the greatest business schools in the world, in IU, Kelly School of Business, I had no idea what a recession was because I was a marketing major. Didn't care. I was just going to go sell some shit, right? So I graduated. I luckily had a job going into my senior year.
Did you get it at the time? Did you know when it happened? You were like, oh, man.
I didn't because I was insulated for two reasons. One, because I worked through this internship and I got a job at Procter & Gamble, which was back then a really nice job to get.
Yep.
And the other thing was groceries are mostly recession proof. You're still going to,
yeah, that's true.
Wash your clothes and your dishes and
brush teeth,
eat Pringles and drink Sunny Delight. So there's that. I sold Sunny Delight. Isn't that funny? You know what that is?
Sunny D, man.
Sunny D.
Yeah, I remember those commercials.
Yeah, you know what's in it?
No, but it always made my teeth feel weird. I don't have like good feelings about what was in it.
You know what I mean? Took like 6 chemicals and mixed them together.
It had that weird fake flavor.
It was so bad.
No, I'll take a Capri Sun any day.
That's good stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's bad when you have kids, though, because they leave their little Capri Sun things all over the place. It drives me nuts. Anyway, so that one I didn't know about because it was kind of insulated by it. Okay. The next one I felt was in 2000, 2001. There's a little slight recession there.
Okay.
And then a few years later, there was the internet. The dot-com bubble was the first big one. Where all these companies who had all this paper wealth just crashed and went out of business. That was, I think, was that 04, I think? I think 04, 05, something like that. The dot-com bubble burst. What were you in junior high then? Cheering up? Cheering?
No.
Cheering for Monticello junior high there?
No, shut up.
What?
At what year? What year?
04?
No, 04 I was in college.
You were in
I
college.
graduated high school in 03.
Oh, okay, good.
Yes. So I was in college.
So then...
very blissfully unaware of anything going on.
And then 08, 09 was hell.
Yeah.
Absolute hell. They called it the Great Recession.
Where were you at that time? Like, what was going on
for you
in your career?
I was in Indianapolis. I had clients. And I worked for myself. And
you had your own business at that point.
I had 4 kids. 2, 4, 5. Yeah. Oof. I had 4 kids. I had just added on, doubled the size of my house.
Oh,
I was in a mountain of debt.
Yeah.
A mountain of debt, just trying to survive because my clients, sales coaching checks are checks that you can go, I don't know. Now it's counterintuitive.
Yeah.
You really need to pile on.
Marketing is the same way. It's like one of the first things to go, right?
Right. Let's cut the accounting staff, right?
Yeah.
We can have a computer do that shit, but we can't cut the salespeople. So I think people will change their tune on that, by the way.
I think so too.
Which I think is a really smart thing to do. So I didn't lose a ton of my business. I think I probably went down 20. Was Jenny, you with me then? Was Jenny here? Oh, you were right after that, right?
I met you in
Jenny's.
2014.
Oh, 2014.
We
So
have
Jenny
an
came
audience
after.
today.
We have an audience
We have a
today.
live studio
so Jenny,
audience
who's my
today.
speaking agent, is here. It makes me sound more important, doesn't it?
I don't have an agent.
You need to talk to my agent.
Yeah, Jenny, can you be my agent too?
She can.
Yes.
She's a great agent. I'm telling you.
I love it.
She really is.
Man, I feel
and
cooler
then Darren
already.
does all of our video work. So,
I love it.
Darren's shooting videos for us.
Hopefully he's
which
getting
also freaked
none of me in it.
Exactly. Margaret freaked out because she's like, God, you didn't tell me we're doing video. She ran out, like, put a bunch of makeup on and put her co-video shirt. I'm like, this is of me.
This is me,
this
like,
is
trying
mine,
to look
dude.
better. But yeah, and he was like, you're not in it. And I was like, oh, thank
okay,
God.
Never mind. So, why can't I be in it? And she got sad. I want to be in the video.
Wait a minute.
Actually, people to look at my
makeup came out okay.
So it wasn't as bad as it could have been. Mm-hmm. And here's what I know. Here's another lesson for the listeners. Someone told me this about working out. So you exercise?
Oh,
work
yeah.
out? Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
And if you had like a run or something that's really hard, a long run, you're like, God, every workout ends. Every workout ends. So no matter how hard it is in your brain, it ends. Every recession ends. Every recession ends. There's never been a recession that's kept going forever.
Right.
So you have to keep that in mind too. When you're in this, it's going to feel like forever when you're in it. And almost all recessions last about 18 months, which seems like forever, but it's not.
That's not that bad.
And then almost always you come out screaming, and you ride the wave back up.
Yeah,
so
yeah, exactly.
It's just a matter of like just hunkering down for a little bit, getting disciplined about your process, being liquid,
and
riding it out, and then just be ready when you roll. But
see, this is helpful for me because, like I said, like I remember 08, but it wasn't like I said, I was just coming out of college. I had a job. I was good. I was living cheap anyway. So like it felt like it didn't matter to me. I was very, very lucky, it turns out.
Yes.
So this is good. This is good advice for me too.
And you did subconsciously. Now this is the last thing I'll leave with.
Yeah.
It's the blind zebra recession mantra. That's kind of cheesy, but I say it on purpose.
Oh yeah.
Is blind zebra and blind zebra clients do not participate in recessions.
Oh, okay.
We don't participate. We just opt out of the recession.
You're like,
so that's what we do. We just opt out of it. We're just not going to do that, and we're just going to carry on. And then we've got a new business climate, and we just operate through that, and that's what we do. But we don't participate in this recession thing that everybody else worries about.
Nice. I'm not going to participate in it either.
No, you just don't.
Perfect.
Because you didn't like you did last time.
Yeah.
See how easy that is?
I'm good on that.
Simple.
We're good.
Okay. Good?
Yeah, I like it.
Ready, doesn't it?
I know. Now I'm back in it.
Do another cheer next time.
Okay.
All right.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.